because I'm cool and she's not. So that's kind of like, this is how this. What's going on? It's your boy Rick.
This is Deb.
And this is LMC Talk, where we talk about love, marriage, and anything can be solved over a great cup of coffee.
Yes.
Now, today we're going to talk a little bit about a couple of different things, but first, my wife has a tidbit for you. Yeah, babe.
All right. So today's tidbit is on marriage.
I'm married. Okay.
Yes. Half of Americans ages 18 and older were married in 2017. A share that has remained relatively stable in recent years, but is down 8 percentage points since 1990. One factor driving this change is that Americans are staying single longer. The median age at first marriage had reached its highest point on record, 30 years for men and 28 years for women in 2018, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. As the U.S. marriage rate has declined, divorce rates have increased among older Americans. In 2015, for every 1,000 married adults ages 50 and older, 10 had divorced, up from 5 in 1990. Among those ages 65 and older, the divorce rate roughly tripled since 1990. Wow.
So we got to do this show. That's what it comes down to.
Exactly.
Because people.
I wonder why though.
Yeah, at a high rate, and it's weird because she said that back in 2017, half of the population in the U.S. was married if they were over 18 years old, which is crazy. Because of course we have about over 300 million people. That's in the U.S. alone, so that's just insane. But of course, the divorce rate was high as well. So,
are you asking me for a divorce?
Yay! 2 Christmases!
it's kind of something interesting.
I want to even touch on that topic a little bit before we get into our real topic, because, why are people not wanting to stay married anymore? Is that they don't want to put in the work? They don't want to?
Oh man, there's so many different things because first of all, not everybody that is compatible. A lot of people think that you're compatible if your monies are the same, if you guys went to the same
Ivy League school.
Yeah, HBC. So you think that certain things will make you be compatible with this person, and it's completely wrong. Sometimes the total opposite person of yourself could be your perfect match.
Like me and you?
Yes, because I'm cool and she's not. So that's kind of like, this is how this actually happens.
Actually, if you have to say you're cool, that really means you're not cool.
So dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
So that speaks for itself. But real talk, I think for us, I'm a little bit more hot-headed. And you're a little bit more calm. And for some people, you would think that wouldn't work. But in actuality, because you are a little bit more calm, over the years, you've made me calmer.
Yeah. And vice versa. So sometimes when I need to be a little bit more aggressive about certain things, and this actually worked out really well for me because it balanced me out. So because, obviously because I was a lot more quiet, I didn't like confrontation. And a lot of times, sometimes you need to fight for yourself.
Like, nah, son.
And she kind of taught me how to do that.
We gonna talk about this thing.
So again, because of the differences between us, the balance is so amazing, where it kind of calculates itself out, as opposed to it's so heavy on this side,
on one
where
side,
there's nothing else that's going on the other side.
And then even with that match, we still have to be dedicated to say we are gonna do this, like really stick to the vows through thick and thin. No matter what, we gonna work this thing out.
Sure.
Because we could still be compatible, and like when a heavy problem arises, because everybody could be hunky-dory when it's good. But when a heavy problem arises, if too much problems arise, then one pieces out. You know, so you have to be committed to say, you know what, okay, big ups to our Bishop Pell. He always says it may be a small L day today. It's not a big
L for love.
L for love. It may not be that big L today, but we gonna stick it through.
It's gonna be a small L sometimes.
Right. So sometimes that L can be really, really microscopic. Like I'm looking for the L, and I'm like, Lord, help me find that L today.
The L's are good,
but
I think we got it, buddy.
But even if you can't find that L, you got to. Better days are always ahead, and I can testify to that. We've had those big L days, huge L's, and then we've had the small.
And whenever something happens, you feel as though that's just the end of your world. Sometimes you're like, there's nothing that can get me back with this person, or there's nothing that this person has disrespected me, this person has done this and everything else. But somehow you find a way to work through it with communication. This is a very important thing. Of course, it's kind of cliche. Everybody knows communication. You always talk about it.
Or be your friend.
It's very hard to do when you're mad or when you're sad or when things are happening and life is happening.
It's not going your way, yeah.
Okay, this is a really big topic, so we'll talk about this another time as well.
Yeah.
But we're going to jump in what we're going to talk about today.
So our topic really for today is, I saw a meme that says, as a man with no children, I prefer a woman with no children. If that makes me a bad guy, oh well. So a young lady responded and said, it's that simple. As a woman with no children, I want to start my own family with a man who also has no children. I shouldn't have to even explain why. It just is what it is. Conversations like this tend to have folks projecting, I swear. Then the guy chimed in again, and he said, every time, it's not a knock on those who have already planted seeds. I just prefer my own land to harvest. I want my first to be our first.
Wow. So basically with this, it depends on where you are in life as well. Because, okay, again, if you're somebody that's... No, it's just, you're not feeling it?
I don't want no baby daddy. I don't want no baby mama drama. I don't want no man with no kids. I 100,000%
How can you say that? You don't know
agree.
how. You don't know who you're gonna fall in love with, though.
And my daughter better never not find no man that already has children. Nope. I rebuke it right now.
Okay, this is the thing. You don't know who you're
I call for the man with no children for my daughter, as I got.
And there've been situations where people even lie about this. Literally, like I've seen situations where people say,
that means you're a liar. Well, and if you're a liar, that means now you're a liar. You're a liar with children. So now you gotta go, because now that's two things. And so I gotta pick a struggle. So now you lied, and you lied about children.
I've seen situations
so now,
where that happens. But to be honest, on my side here, I sympathize a little bit because I've seen this situation with some of my friends.
It could work.
And it could work sometimes where...
It has worked.
And I've seen situations where the baby's mom or the baby's dad is not, toxic to their relationship, and they've developed some kind of bond in that regard and everything else. But I've seen situations where it's totally opposite, where it just not working. And you can never have, to me, can't be two queens all the time. That's always going to be somewhat of a knocking heads all the time. So why? No,
not for me.
So I guess that's what she's saying. It's just not for that person.
And he did say that too. He said he's not knocking somebody else because everybody's story. And so a man and a woman agreed on the same thing, because that was a man and a woman going back and forth, and they both are saying no, they don't want a man with children. They want everything to be their own, their first. So for me, it's like you have two kids, knock on wood. Well, no knock on wood because it already happened. But imagine if you had children. So now when I get pregnant, it's not new for you. Nothing about this is new for you. The experience is not as exciting because you already have a baby mama. So you already know how it feels. You have already been through delivery. So it's not that exciting experience. Pack your bags. Oh, babe, feel it's moving. Yeah, you felt that before. As opposed,
So you want to be the first one.
I want to be the first.
that both of you guys go through the
Yes,
experience
it's
together, so
exciting when I
gonna
say,
be
babe, you feel her moving, and you're like, oh my God, because this is like foreign to you too.
Okay, I get what you're saying, girl. Okay, but this is the thing. Statistically speaking, though, depending on the age. So say we're talking about 30s or
Okay,
so.
all right.
Think about that for a second. Like
Okay.
statistically speaking, a little bit about the 30s or so. I would say probably about 25 and up, probably, and to about 35 or so. What is the statistic of you finding someone? And this is real talk though. Of you finding somebody, to be honest, especially a guy, okay,
You're
that
right.
does not have any kids. And what is the issue? The first thing the girl asks, okay, you're like almost 40 years old. Why don't you have kids?
What the hell is wrong with you? Too much!
It's true.
Because now that's going to be a red flag for them. Like, okay, so nobody wanted to have kids with you, or what's happening with you? What's your situation? Statistically speaking, it's going to be very hard for you to find somebody that does not have a kid, have not had some kind of long-term relationship where they've had kids and stuff of that nature. I've seen couples
It
that
is
have
possible, but yeah.
4 or 5 kids and they still go into new relationships a little bit later on in life. So, I mean, I got to disagree with you with this part of it. You know.
But you're allowed to set your own standards. So, you know, it's subjective to me because
Yes,
you
but
are allowed to set your own
a very
standards.
slim chance of finding that though.
But it's still your standard is your standard. Like,
Is it though? Because you can change.
I mean, you can change. You are right, because you could find that one guy or that one girl that comes into your life and makes you feel like, I really want to do this. And you know what? The reason why a lot of us, you know, speaking for me first, are so afraid of, or would be afraid of getting in a relationship like that is because all you think about is the baby mama drama, but there's not always that drama.
It's not always a drama though, yeah.
There are parents that are co-parenting well.
Yeah.
And like there are no issues whatsoever. Now, if I have a situation like that, I may change my mind, but the first thing that comes to mind when I think about it is baby mama drama. I don't want it. You know, and that's the reason I think why most people say I don't want it is because of
and then
that.
you have another level of that where the kids get hurt in this matter as well, because they're like, oh, my dad left my mom and then she's with this other lady, and then you have issues with talking to that child as a new father, as a new mom, and then that's a whole nother level of this is not my real mom.
And it can be confusing. It can be confusing.
Exactly.
It's two different homes. So
sometimes when they co-parent it too, they're switching homes.
They're switching
one
homes,
weekend you're with
right,
one
right,
parent.
and then they in this household. Their
set of rules.
Their set of rules is different from your set of rules, and then to me it can be chaotic. I mean, can it work? Absolutely. I've seen it work, and I've seen it work tremendously. I've seen it work well, but for me personally, and maybe I can say this biasly because I didn't have to do it. Luckily, when I found my husband / baby daddy, he had no children. So I can luckily say that I didn't have to experience that. Maybe that's why I don't feel that way. But when you hear about the horrors of the baby mama drama or the baby daddy dramas, it's like, it's exhausting, and that could actually wreck your relationship.
Gotcha. So I see your point, and you're wrong. But we'll be okay with that.
Right. You know I'm right.
But I'm just saying, like, to me, statistically speaking, I don't think that is realistic for you to be.
So you're okay if we weren't in a relationship. So you okay with picking up a girl with three children? No. 3 more mouths you gotta feed. That ain't yours.
Okay. And that's the other thing too, because once you pick up that girl, you as a guy or vice versa, have to think about what does this mean for me.
Are y'all really thinking about that? Are you just thinking about the girl and then you're like, oh snap, she got 3 kids, I gotta feed them kids, plus I gotta feed them 2.
So you're saying basically.
So now I got 5.
It's not just love. You gotta think about financially, how you're gonna support all these kids that you just get into a relationship with and everything else. I understand that, but again, as a responsible adult, okay. Matter of fact, some guys that come into women's situation where they have kids and everything else, it's even better off for the kids sometimes because that guy treats them even much better than even their dad.
You are absolutely correct, and I can even give a case in point. You are right in that because Tammy with Waka Flocka and their daughter, that's not really his daughter.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. There's a couple different celebrities.
But like there are a couple, but for them, oh my God, I love the way he loves that little girl.
Exactly.
I love the way he loves her. You would never, if they didn't tell anyone that wasn't his kid, because when I found out, I was shocked. Because the actual father is not a part of her life, you know, and she'll hear from him every now and again.
Wow.
So he is actually, Waka Flocka is actually the stable one that makes her feel love, know love, and know that. And when I tell you he loves her with all his heart, mind, body, and soul, I love it. So I can stand corrected in that area, that portion of it. It can work because I've seen it work.
Okay, so again, I'm right.
But for me, still, I don't want it. Because not everybody can luck out like Tammy did with Waka.
No, you're right. You're right. And sometimes it could be very huge mistake for some people in that regard. And they realize it afterwards like, okay, I'm so in love with this person, but this person does come along with all these new responsibilities. And now I have to step up to the plate to cover all of this. And that could be a lot for people on their plate as well. So it's two different views, but I think it just depends on your situation. I think it can work either way.
No, but
more
okay.
like more on my, because this, okay. All right, so anyway, thank you so much for watching this week. Again, if you want to log on to our YouTube page, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Again, this is LMC.
Smash that notification button.
Love, marriage. And again, everything can be talked over a great cup of coffee.
Right.
So we thank you so much for watching. Check out our merchandise at www.LoveMarriageCoffee.com. See you next time.
This episode is brought to you by Life Boost Coffee, the healthiest, tastiest cup of coffee possible. Pesticide-free, low acid, and GMO-free. I know we need our Life Boost coffee to start our day. Go to the Life Boost link in description to receive 50% off your purchase.